Hey, Dry Heat Tactical fans, today I've got a special video for you today. We're going to review the Langdon Tactical Beretta 1301 and all the good accompaniments that you can put on it. Stay tuned. All right, so we're going to start off this journey with the fact that this is my first shotgun. And when looking back at the last couple of years, I have had I've played with a few other shotguns, none that I've owned and that I've enjoyed using per se. I did use a Benelli M4 that a friend had, and I would constantly borrow that. Liked it, loved it. I also love the history behind it. However, the Beretta 1301 was something that caught my attention, and the reason being was there was a couple videos that I had seen from a company called Langdon Tactical, and what they do is they create a semi-customized version of the Beretta 1301 that comes from the factory. And I'll kind of show in a little bit what they do to it and some of the options that they've added. It's also changed over the last couple of years since I first discovered them. Overall, though, looking at a shotgun that I wanted to own, I wanted semi-automatic, and I wanted something that was going to be kind of a home defense and tactical use case. So I wasn't really looking for a competition gun, and I wasn't really looking for a hunting gun. I wanted something that fell along these lines. The price point was a little high for me at the time. However, now it seems, after everything that I've added to it, it seems funny that I would have considered this an expensive gun, even though it still is by any means. So I want to start off with the base of the gun. So what you get from the factory is going to be, it's not going to have the mag pull handguard on it. It's not going to have the heat shield. It's not going to have any of this on it. You can get two configurations. One configuration is just like this, where you have the standard, I believe this would be called like a fixed stock, or just there's no pistol grip. But the second option that you can get has a pistol grip, and so that adds a little bit of a different ergonomic feel to the gun, and those are two options that you can get. Now, as far as an operating system goes, this uses their Blink system, and they claim that it has 36% faster cycling rate, and that it provides for much quicker follow-up shots than anything in its competition. I can say, due to how fast I can pull the trigger, I would say that that is accurate, and I don't even think I can pull the trigger as fast as this thing can actually run. But this is a very fast cycling shotgun, very reliable cycling shotgun as well. You also get an 18.2-inch barrel, I believe. I actually pulled up the statistics right here just so that I would have this accurate, and I would have this very accurate for you. But yes, this actually has an 18.7-inch barrel, and it is a cold hammer forged black bore barrel. Pretty much anything that you can send through it, it'll accept it. Standard shotgun shell size, I'm not sure about the mini size. It is a 7+1 capacity, so seven round tube from the factory +1, and it comes with their oversized charging handle. Now, I've added the cylinder charging handle, but the one that comes with is extended out very nice and has this tornado style size to it, so that when you rack it with gloves, if you need to use it with gloves, it's very easy to catch. Now, it does come with their Optima choke system, and that'll come in. I'll mention that later when I go over the accessory that I have at the top. But overall, the shotgun comes also with a pretty nice flat face trigger, and it is a very reliable system. Also, the stock, I want to mention too, that comes with it, while it is the same stock, or while it is the same style of stock, it is not the mag pull stock. It just comes with their standard Beretta stock. And that's very important to go into. But overall, very nice shotgun, usually ranging from about $1,600 to $1,800, depending on where you get it from, when you buy it, yada, yada, yada. As it is on their website right now, it says starting at $1,720, but you could probably find it for about $1,600. Arms Unlimited is actually a great company to look for that. Not sponsored by them. All right, so now let me pull up Langdon Tactical's page. So Langdon Tactical is a company here in Arizona they're known for their custom Beretta work. A lot of handguns, a lot of trigger jobs, and they're known for that stuff. So when they decided to touch on the Beretta 1301, they threw in a couple of additions. First things first, the trigger. That is what they're known for. They're good for custom trigger work, and they put their magic touch on this trigger. And let me tell you, it is smoother, crisper, and just ever so slightly lighter from the factory. From the factory, it's pretty dang good, but Langdon Tactical has put their polishing touches on it, and let me tell you, it does make a noticeable difference. I am not a professional Shotgun user. I do not use shotguns frequently. However, when I was firing my friend's 1301 that did not have the trigger job, and then I put it side by side with mine, the difference was absolutely phenomenal. There is almost no take up. The break is very crisp, and the reset is fast. This does allow for some very, very, very fast shots. Compared to something like the Benelli M4, if I recall correctly, this trigger is better. Far, far better. Not that the Benelli M4 has a bad trigger. This is just this is a custom trigger from Langdon Tactical. And if you ever had their products, you know what we're talking about. All right, moving on. Second feature. The bottom here, the Magpul stock. They put the Zukov stock on there, and after running it, I am a huge fan, and I don't see any problems with it other than the M-lock slots. You know, it gets in the way of... The M-lock slots are not necessarily in decent enough places to where, like, you can put accessories up front here. However, you know, there is the gas tube in the front, and then also on the back here, before I put this top shield on, which I'll go over later, there was a little M-lock slot here that was partially taken up. You couldn't get 2 M-lock pieces in there. You can only do 1. So I had a match saver that I had purchased, and match savers have 2 little M-lock slots. Now I had to take 1 off, and I could only put 1 on here, and it worked. But if I ran this hard enough, that thing would fly off. So kind of stinks, but I'm sure there's other ways that you could maybe figure out how to get a match saver on there. But with the configuration I have now, can't get one on there, at least to my knowledge, without doing some serious custom work. So I'm sorry, that stock is from Langdon Tactical. It's modified by GG&G. There's an adapter kit to get it to work with the Beretta 1301, so you can't just really grab the Zukov stock off the shelf from Bass Pro Shop and throw it on there. There is an adapter kit, and GG&G is the company that modifies it. You get the kind of see that here. You get the Langdon Tactical logo. Some of the other adjustments they make is you'll notice the stock is the Magpul stock that they put on it as well, and that does also come with an adapter kit to fit onto the back. And that is it is a phenomenal stock, to be honest with you. It's got this nice large butt pad on it so that I can absorb a little bit of the recoil, and I can feel it actually working even if I just pull it into my shoulder. That absorption does help quite a bit. Okay, adding to the front here, it does come with the Langdon Tactical. Now it come with the Langdon Tactical shotgun front sight. And they also have I missed the heat shield. The heat shield comes on the Magpul Zukov stock, and that's kind of an important piece right here. So you can see a little bit of silver going through there. I don't know if you can read in between there. Magpul heat shield, and then, Langdon Tactical heat shield, and then they also have the Pro Lifter on the bottom here. So when considering reloading your shotgun, there is a significant difference between some of the other setups that have other shotguns that don't, and you can really scratch up your fingers. And if you have a problem with that, this probably would be the best shotgun for you, because when I reload my shells into here, it is fast, it is smooth, and I do not find myself catching my skin, my thumbs, or anything of that nature. Let me just kind of shut it and show you the Pro Lifter there. Now, for 2024, they have just launched their heat shield, and this is a pretty cool heat shield. So I believe this looks like it's 3D printed of some sort, and it just came out, so I just put it on my gun. But what you can do is it's this nice top-end heat shield that you can now C-clamp your Beretta 1301 with. And on the top here, move closer, there is this labyrinth cable management system. So there's all these grooves and paths, tons of them. It's endlessly customizable, that you can run your flashlight wires with, your cords with, your whatever you may be needing to put on this shotgun. All the cable management system you want in the world is right there. Any direction. I think it's a beautiful design. It also adds aesthetically to the shotgun. And when I bought this, it was not a feature that they had added, but now it is. It also comes with a pressure pad system to where you can add a pressure pad holder, a pressure pad holder to the side that they sell for a variety of the Streamlight flashlights, and I believe a couple others. I'm not 100% sure. I can pull it up. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I pulled it up, the Langdon Tactical heat shield with the cable management system. So you can get this for the Beretta Patrol 4-end. You can get it with the Magpul Zukov 4-end, the Midwest Industries And so those are the three options that you can get this top shield with: the Magpul handguard, the Zukov, and the Magpul Zukov, the Midwest Industries, and just the Beretta Patrol fore end. So there are a couple options for it, but you can get the light attachment that will put your pressure pad in a spot that locks it in place. However, I just have the sticky pad on the side and it works great. It does the job for me. However, if you want something a little bit more secure, potentially, you can add that option from them. Also, Langdon Tactical offers the chisel machine stock, and that is a more skeletonized version that folds, and that also comes with a pistol grip. So pistol grip, skeletonized stock, quiver on the side, and that's going to add a more modern look to it. It's definitely a little bit different than this stock, and I think it drops a little bit lower as well. Check it out on their website. But those are the options that they have. A couple different color options as well. But yeah, that's how it comes from Langdon Tactical. Now let's go into the customizations that I've done personally. So when looking at a red dot, might be the first thing you see, you can go with the Beretta 1301 comes with a standard 1913 Picatinny rail. Now you can add Langdon Tactical's plate systems that sit really, really low and flush with the system and also coincide with the rear sight and the front sight. However, I wanted the 1913 rail section because I didn't want to specify myself to one type of optic. At the time, I had a EOTech that I threw on there and a few other different varieties of optics that I threw on. And ultimately, I went with the 1913. So standard. And on top of this, we have an Addaball red dot sight. Now, this is their E2 enclosed red dot sight. I had bought this last year on Black Friday, I believe. There was a good sale on it. Addaball is a company that I've heard of for a while, since it was one of the first companies I'd heard of for optics when I was learning about firearms. And their systems have been very respectable. I haven't had too much experience with their LPVOs, but their red dots seem to be working. And I went with this because it was enclosed. It's pretty battle hardened. I should say battle hardened. From what I've done with it, it works. And then from the reviews that I've seen, that this is a pretty tough optic. Now looking through it, it's just a simple dot. Good visibility though. Might change it out later. I think something with like the EOTech, like with a circle, a 60 MOA dot, I believe it is. The ring around it might help as far as gauging, buckshot or what you're firing, like the spread to some degree. I think that might be a little bit of a better option rather than just a red dot. However, this works beautifully and I do enjoy it quite a bit. Now, I did add the cylindrical charging handle. That was just something that I've wanted. I like the aesthetic, and also I think the grip on it is fantastic. You can grab that, it just plugs right in. I did it myself and works for me. Now the other side, the S-Tac shotgun cards. Rather than going with a fixed side saddle or a plastic side saddle, which Langdon Tactical used to offer, now I believe they offer the VanComp system, which is very similar to this, but S-Tac, basically, if you don't know what a shotgun card is, just rips off the shotgun. There's an adhesive piece that fits perfectly on the side here, and then you just have this card. Now, from what people have done, these cards also kind of work as AR-15 magazines, so you can slide these in your plate carrier, your belt setup, and it acts as like an M4 mag. So I like these because you can carry around a couple of these, have a variety of different shots. If you want slugs on one, if you want buckshot on one, you can run a couple different cards, and then when it runs out, fling it off, stick another one on. That was a terrible stick. There you go. Just stick it on. And it's very secure. I haven't had one go off. Like, the Velcro is no joke. It sticks pretty freaking hard. I could probably stick it to the wall and then hang off the shotgun. Not going to test that theory out though. Let's move on let's go up front. Now we're going to see that I have the flashlight, and it's going to be the Streamlight ProTac 2. Now, when thinking about a shotgun flashlight setup, I wanted to have spill. This is not a gun that I was thinking of using long range. Now, spill, I wanted less candela and more lumens. So this, I believe, is a 2000 lumen flashlight. However, it is just it just shoots out. It is one big ball. And it's great. Don't get me wrong, but that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was going to be more of an illuminator for the whole space, for the closer range engagements. Now, it is a large flashlight, and maybe it actually is the perfect flashlight for this gun because it's a big gun. But large spill. Came with a pressure pad, came with the tail cap that has the fail-safe button on the back and the switch. So far, I'm very pleased with it. It's a very sturdy shotgun. I can't really say so much to like dropping it or the full-scale reliability of that, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. And I just have it attached to this Picatinny mount that I am locked into the side of the shotgun here in one of these slots. Now, the big one, you're probably thinking about the suppressor here. So this suppressor is attached with the Beretta 1301 Bald Eagle attachment, and it's their choke system. So the Optima choke system, it's the Bald Eagle, and then my suppressor threads on top. Now, this is the JK Armament JK 195 Versax. This is their 12 gauge suppressor. I got it for a great price. I believe it was $500 when I purchased it, and there was a free tax stamp promotion, so I did not pay for that. And the suppressor is pretty dope, man. I'm not gonna lie. If I can unscrew this and then show you the full length, I've kind of got it in a K configuration right now, but you can take as many baffles off as you want. I think all the way down to the like the last one or the second one, and just basically have a little blast deflector. But mine came with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 baffles, and it is a very just lightweight. It's very lightweight, simple design. You can thread these on the front, and then you have a longer suppressor. Now, let me say that when I shot this thing for the first time, indoors and outdoors, the suppressor is... Suppressing a shotgun is not the quietest. There is still a large bore, and there's a lot of sound coming out of it. However, I will say that it does make a big difference, and the reason why I wanted the suppressor on there, especially like in the K configuration, is because if I were to grab this shotgun in an emergency or a home defense situation, I don't have time to put hearing protection on. I just wanted something on there to help mitigate that sound a little bit, just so that I'm not destroying and concussing my ears. If it's still loud, it is going to be loud. I shot it without my ears on, and it was still pretty loud. However, in an emergency situation with just a few extra baffles to help cut on that blast, I believe it's a well worth it attachment. Plus, you have a suppressed shotgun. Come on, man. I know that we're coming out with a lot more suppressors nowadays, but about 2 years ago when I bought this, like, that was pretty cool. That was before Genesis Arms had come, or Huxworks had come out with their suppressor. This was kind of cool when it first came out, and I thought I was all riding high with my suppressed shotgun. Like, that's so freaking cool, man. Just appealing to your inner child, or maybe child's not the word. Your inner, video game nerd self. This is pretty awesome, and I love the shotgun. Talking ammo real quick. I've only shot a few kinds of rounds through it. Right now, I've got this Troy buckshot loaded up on here, and then I've also fired the Fiocchi Dynamic Defense buckshot. Both are pretty good. This one, the Fiocchi, is firing at 1,250 feet per second, 9 pellet. The Troy is pretty hot from what I know. That was a good one. I like this one a lot. It's got some power behind it. It doesn't say the statistics on it. 9 pellet. I cut right where it says the speed. But let me tell you this. So the SAR USA 12 gauge buckshots, these have been really good as well. 27 pellets altogether. So or 27 pellets inside one. So this has been a good one for me. It's kind of more expensive, and I don't have much of it left, but good shotgun. It's run everything reliably that I've had so far. I did have some birdshot as well, like some cheap ammo that I ran through it. It's firing everything without a hiccup. You can run just about any shotgun shell through this, and you won't have any problems. That's just a couple of different ammos that I've had for it. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, this is my first shotgun. I don't have the most expert opinion of it. or the most expert experience with it. However, from my day-to-day use, going out to the range, going to the indoor-outdoor range, and just trying to running it on some courses, that is going to be it's a very reliable shotgun, and I have found it to be worth every single dollar that I've spent on it. I don't think I touched on the sling. This is a T-Rex Arms sling, and it's got the adjustable pull tab on it. Simple, like it. Honestly, I'd probably go with a Magpul MS3, MS4 stock. Those have been catching my eye a lot lately, and I've been enjoying them thoroughly. The QD slot that I have on here is up at the front. You'll see that there's one attached to the clamp, the shotgun tube and barrel clamp. It's on both sides, and then I also have this going into the back, just casually threaded into the stock. There's no QD slings on this. I believe the chisel stock does, but none back here, so it's just a traditional threaded through the loop. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today on my 1301. Just a basic overview of the shotgun and a couple of my attachments that I've had on it. I hope I did an okay enough job, but definitely go back to Langdon Tactical's website and check out their options. I would spend the money again. This is a phenomenal product, and I'm very happy with it. Let me know what you thought of my build. Let me know some of the shotgun builds that you've done and what maybe I should get into. Maybe next I do a pump shotgun just so that I can say I have the pump and the semi. But overall, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay cool. 33, we clear on it, and 4.